One. Hey, sports fans, PB&Z Sports Chaos. We're back at you. A little happy holidays. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, depending on what you celebrate. Have fun. We're going to give a little NBA talk here tonight, a little preview of the season, and Christmas Day. We got 5 games. Your fabulous prognosticators will give you our 5 picks who are going to win those games. By the way, this season, PB, it's going to be a little crazy, much like last year. Still COVID going on, only 72 games, and they're going to continue with the play-in playoff games. Seeds 7 and 8 will be determined between the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th teams when playoff time comes. So it's going to be a wacky time come May for the NBA. We'll talk about that. First of all, I just want to make a quick announcement. For those who don't know, Paul Pierce, Celtic legend, is on the Hall of Fame ballot this year. It will be announced during the Final Four of the NCAAs in April. Good luck, Paul Pierce. And, of course, KG, his teammate, now won Celtics championship for Paul Pierce. Kevin Garnett, he was already elected last year. He'll be inducted this summer as well in a separate ceremony. So we'll see. All right, 2020, crazy season. I can't believe people, it's just 71 days it ended. 71 days ago it ended. We've had a draft a couple weeks ago, and now we get the season. Started last night with a soft launch. 13 teams play tonight. 5 play on Christmas Day, which is 2 days away. Let's talk about it. Eastern Conference. Who do you like there, PB?
Well, in the East, it's hard to go against the Bucks with Giannis there. He has Holiday and Middleton to complement that, starting 5. Vegas has their under-over and wins sitting at 49 right now, which is higher than any other team in the NBA. It's just hard to bet against it right now. So I have to put the Bucks as the number 1 seed overall.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to go back and forth here, or you want me to just run through?
I'm with you. I get the Bucks as well.
All right, cool. The second one was a tough choice. So I think there's a lot of teams that could fall into this 2nd, 3rd, 4th, even 5th spot. But I really like what Brooklyn's putting on the floor this year. KD there along with Kyrie. They're 6-1 odds right now in Vegas to win the whole thing, which is, those are pretty small, low odds. So, I got to go Brooklyn as the number 2 in the East.
As much as I did not want to do that, after seeing them trounce the Celtics on the preseason game last Friday, their opening night game last night, they look great. Durant seems very healthy. A healthy KD is dangerous. But you have the 2 of the 3 most selfish players in the NBA. Harden's number 1, Durant's number 2, Kyrie's number 3. I don't know how that'll mesh. I think they'll be all right if they don't get Harden. If they get Harden, all bets are off. That team implodes. If they stay with KD and they stay with Kyrie, because for the rest of the team it's just so, I think you're right. I think they pull them into 2nd place.
All right. Okay. Number 3, I have the Heat, Jimmy Butler, Adebayo, and then, you have guys like Dragic and Hero and Robinson, who just were phenomenal shooters in the playoffs last year. I just really liked watching that team. They're 15-1 to win it all, but their under-overs at 44.5. I still think that team is just a smidge better than the Celtics. I wouldn't be surprised to see them repeat at some point in the playoffs this year as well, and it goes 6 or 7 again. But I do like the Heat as the 3.
I got to agree with you. I like the Heat for one reason, coaching only. I think if it wasn't for Brad Stevens being on the sideline, the Celtics would trounce the Heat easily. They got a better roster up and down 1-15 without a doubt. But Brad Stevens hasn't shown me a thing yet. I still don't believe in him, so I'm with you. I got the Heat in 3rd and Celtics 4th.
Oh, and that's what I have 4th as well. Just right there, I think they're 2 very similar teams. They did lose Hayward this year. Kemba's going to be not playing for who knows how long. So you got to really look at who's going to complement Tatum on that team. And really at this point, Jaylen Brown has to step up and have a good year. Marcus Smart has to be, solid on defense like he usually is. And I think that team can still win, 45, 46, 47 games. But they're a 4 seed in the East.
I think Brown made tremendous strides last year. Quite frankly, I think he was better than Tatum overall with his defensive play and ability to pass the ball. Tatum's kind of a ball hog. I think Brown has done all we asked of him. I like him as long as he stays healthy. That's the only challenge with him. Sometimes he gets a little injury prone because he is a tough player. But I like him over Tatum all day long. Tatum's a ball hog. Kemba is a key. He has to be healthy. If he's not healthy, I would hate to put the team in Marcus Smart's hands. I love Marcus off the bench. As a starter, no. Tristan Thompson, I don't know if he has anything left in the tank. If he does, if he played like the guy who crushed the Celtics in the playoffs a few years back when LeBron was still there for the Cavaliers, he'll be a huge upgrade. And Robert Williams has to show us something. This is a show-me year for Robert Williams, so we'll see.
All right. Well, so far, 1 through 4 in the East were exactly the same. Number 5, and I really – thought about putting this team at number 5 is the Philadelphia 76ers. And the reason is because they just disappoint year in and year out. They're going to need a healthy Embiid. I mean, there's no question about it.
I agree.
In that 5 spot. If he's healthy and Simmons stays healthy, I like Doc Rivers there coaching the team. I think they could come in as that 5 seed.
I'm with you. They're 5 as well. They could easily be 3 because of Doc. He's a better coach than the other 2 guys are, just a smidge above Eric Spoelstra from Miami. And I will say this, if they keep Simmons, then they'll stay 5 or 4. If they end up trading Simmons and bring Harden in, they're done. They're a lottery team. Harden is a cancer.
Okay. So we're still the same all the way through here. I got number 6 is the Raptors.
Yeah, I'm with you. I get the Raptors 6 as well.
Wow. Okay. And
until they get proven wrong, I mean, they're the team. They might even be higher. Again, same thing as Philadelphia. They could be 3. They could be 6.
Okay. Yeah. I think after that number 1 team, really, these teams 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 could really fall anywhere. And then I think the drop off. I think there's a drop off after 6. So 7, I have the Pacers. 8, I have the Magic. 9, Wizards, and then 10, I have the Hawks. So those will be.
Ooh. I see the Pacers 7. Hawks had a good draft again. They've had 2 good drafts in a row. They got some complimentary players around Trae Young. They brought Rondo in for some experience. I love that move as well. They're going to be 8th, I believe. I believe 7, 8, 9, and 10. These are the play-in teams playing for those last 2 playoff spots. It's going to be just like you said, Indiana. I get Atlanta 8th. I think Washington with Russell Westbrook coming on the roster will be an upgrade, and Magic at 10 slips into the 10th spot. They'll be in the play-in games.
Okay. Well, we have the same teams. We just mixed a little bit around there on our 7 through 10 picks. Yep. But all right, so that takes care of the East.
Who do you like in the West?
So in the West, it's the 2 LA teams. I think fighting out as the 2 best teams in the league. Definitely in the West, if not in the entire league. And it's just hard to bet against the Lakers. I mean, you arguably have the 2 best players in the entire NBA with LeBron and AD. Vegas has them at plus 275, so they're basically 2.75 to 1 to win the whole thing. I could see that totally happening. So I'm going to put the Lakers at number 1.
I'm going to put Lakers at 1 just because it's the Lakers and they got talent. I agree with you. AD is probably going to be the best player in the league this year. LeBron is getting up in age. He already got hurt in game 1 last night. We'll see what happens. I think Dennis Schroeder is a nice pickup, but is he a better pickup than having Rondo on the team? I don't know about that. Schroeder or Schrader, I think is how he pronounced it. A little bit of head case. I get a surprise for you at 2. So you like the Clippers at 2?
I like the Clippers at 2. I mean, I think Kawhi, arguably one of the top 3, 4, 5 players in the league. And then you have Paul George there as well. We all know he went off last night in the first game he played. Vegas has them just a half a game less than the Lakers in the over for wins. And they're 5 to 1 to win it all. So I'm putting the Clippers in there at number 2.
I think both those guys, George and Kawhi, need an emotional leader on their team. A guy like a Marcus Smart, a guy like a Norman Fleet. They don't have it. Neither one of those guys have fire in their tanks. They're passive players, and I think you're going to see the same thing that happened last year when they got knocked out of the playoffs when they were leading 3 to 1. Remember, same thing's going to happen. I actually have the Denver Nuggets as number 2.
Okay, well, not too far off here. I have the Nuggets as my 3rd. Like Jokic there, complimented with Jamal Murray. Question is, their big man, Porter Jr., if he can step up and have the kind of year they're expecting him to have in Denver, I could easily see that team being the 3. I don't think they can slide into that 2 spot, but I don't, disagree with you at all there.
Yeah. I've got Clippers 3.
Okay.
I get in 4th, Dallas Mavericks. And I got to say one thing. The Mavericks could easily be number 2 if Porzingis and Luka stay healthy the whole year long.
Yeah. I agree with you there. Luka's definitely a top 5 player in the NBA. A little bit different. I have a surprise. I do have a little surprise at 4. I have the Mavs at 5.
Ooh.
I have the Mavs at 5. My 4, it's the Phoenix Suns. It's kind of like my wild card pick of the NBA this year. I think the Phoenix Suns are going to get in one of those top 4 spots. I like Chris Paul. I think Devin Booker is going to have an outstanding year. Those two can help that team get to where they need to be.
Whoa, you got bubble envy. You're impressed by what they did in the bubble in that short spirit of time. I think Chris Paul's a little bit aged. I don't know. We'll see. I do like the big man they have there out of Arizona. Hopefully he blossoms this year. I've got those guys, though, a little further down. I actually have them, believe it or not, in 8th.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I got to give you my 4 still because I had my 4 at the Suns. My 5 was the Mavs.
Okay.
Your 5 is who?
Jazz. I got the Jazz at 5.
Okay. And then I had the Jazz coming in right at 6. What about 7?
I got 6 Portland, first of all. I think CJ McCollum and Dame Time, I'm sorry. I think those guys with Carmelo Anthony for a full season, they'll probably still be looking strong. They might go higher, but I got them right now at 6.
Blazers at 7. I think Lillard's the real deal, but he's got to kind of carry that team on his shoulders. Not a lot of complimentary players there, in my opinion, so that's why I have the Blazers at 7.
Ooh, C.J. McCollum would not like to hear that. Neither would Carmelo Anthony. All right. So you got them at 7. I got Golden State and Steph Curry. Who knows? If he goes off and has an MVP season, they might move up. I like the kid James Wiseman, the 2nd pick in the draft. Draymond's going to be healthy, and Andrew Wiggins got to figure it out. This guy was a top 5 pick a few years back. He's got to figure it out. I don't know if he's gonna, but if he does, playing with Steph Curry, they could blossom, but right now I'm leaving Golden State at 7 without having Klay Thompson playing this year.
Okay. All right. So, and I already gave you my 7th, right? Because I had the Blazers at 7. So now we're at 8.
I had the Suns.
You go right because you have the Suns from there. I have the Pelicans at 8.
I'm not. You know what? Hey, they're going to be in the play-in game. So I got Pelicans at 9. And I've got the Grizzlies at 10. All of those 4 teams are going to be in the play-in game. So we'll see. It'll be interesting playoffs once again with those play-in games.
Yeah. Who's your 9?
My 9 is going to be the Pelicans, 9, and I got Memphis at 10.
Okay. All right. So I got Golden State at 9, and I have the Grizzlies at 10.
So you think Golden State's going to drop that much and have to get into the play-in game to get in the playoffs?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have them at that 9 spot. What do you have them again? 7?
Yeah.
So you still have them playing in too, technically.
Technically correct. At least, but they're the favorite seed at that point in time.
Yeah.
Draymond Green, Steph Curry, they've been there before. I don't know how you can argue against that. They get some good pieces like Wiggins if he can just step up his game. And this kid Wiseman is going to be probably the player of the draft.
Okay. All right. And we both left James Harden and company off the list.
He's a cancer. James Harden's a cancer. You know what? Houston would do better getting rid of him. John Wall looks healthy. He's playing with DeMarcus Cousins. They were teammates for 1 year at the University of Kentucky. I love the UK. And they seem to be very happy and healthy together. We'll see. Harden goes, that team could be better. But if Harden stays, they're dead.
All right. Okay. So we're a little bit more in a different order, I think, in the West than we are in the East. But I think both East and West, we have the same 10 teams, don't we?
Yeah. And the West is the more challenging division. After you get past 6 in the East, and some people might say 5, the rest of it's a huge drop-off. And I'll argue it's a huge drop-off after 3 maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so let's get into Christmas Day.
All right, Christmas Day. We got some games. First game on Christmas is down in your neck of the woods. The Pelicans, who you just picked to be in the playoffs, go to see the Heat. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the Heat will come out firing on all cylinders. They're going to be a little pissed off from the losing the finals last year, and I think they'll come out strong and win that game.
No, I hate to say it, but you're wrong. Zion is the best primetime player I've ever seen in the last 10 years in the NBA. Playing in primetime, Zion goes off. Jimmy Buckets can't handle him. He'll beat him up physically, mentally, all day long. Pelicans win that by maybe 15.
Wow, okay. It's bold.
Warriors-Bucks.
Warriors-Bucks. Yeah, I think the Bucks take that one.
Yeah.
Team.
I hate to say it. Poor Steph Curry on Christmas Day. His little daughter won't be smiling.
No.
All right. Nets, Celtics.
This is probably the most interesting game, probably the closest game. I think Vegas has this game at like a point with Brooklyn favorite in Boston. So
Boston.
Vegas is telling you there is not only are they favored, but they're also on the road. Clearly the better team. I think, though, on the first day, Boston comes out and just makes a statement and wins the game.
I would like to say you're right, PB.
On a buzzer, though. It's going to be the very end of the game. It's going to be a 1 or 2 point game. Celtics win it.
But they didn't show me anything against the Nets last week. And the big boys, their starters played. Brown was in the game. Marcus was in the game. Tatum was in the game. And Kyrie and Durant just ran all over them. I'm afraid to say I think it happens again. Maybe later in the season when they have a rematch, but I think Nets win this game easily.
Okay.
Mavericks go to the Lakers, excuse me. Lakers have already lost one game, but LeBron's banged up. Mavericks are the sneaky pick. Some people think they're going to be right there at number 2. I think they have a shot. What do you think?
I'm going to go with your primetime theory. And when you have those primetime players in the NBA, I think they're just going to take over. I think they'll beat the Mavericks.
So you got Lakers?
Yeah, I get the Lakers.
I do too as well. All right. This is going to be a good game, PB. So this is your 2 versus my 2 in the West. Clippers versus Nuggets.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be a really interesting one. And I think so far I've taken all the home teams. I haven't taken a road team yet. So I'll take my first road team here with the Clippers.
Why is this game played at 10:30? Isn't it a 2-hour difference East time to Denver?
Yeah, so it's even still a late game there. It's an 8:30 start local time. So
yeah, they should have played this game at the 8 o'clock. I know they want to get LeBron in prime time, but come on,
it's probably
that would have been fine at 10:30.
Yeah, it's probably just because there's 5 games that day, and they just got to kind of spread out the time so they don't overlap.
I get it, but you know what? You should have done the right thing for the local people. Denver should have been playing at 8 o'clock. All right, I've got the Nuggets in that game, so I think we're different on 3 of the games, right?
We're different on 3, yeah. So
all right.
We'll let you know how we did when we do our show for the weekend and bring you our NFL and our playoff run here and see how we go for the final 2 weeks of the NFL season.
Yeah, and I've got a good PB A to Z list. I'm going to send you the information on what we're going to do this week. You're going to like this one, fans. Get ready to tune in. It's going to be a little different twist on A to Z, and it's about sports announcers who were in the pros.
All right. Interesting. Looking forward to that one.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. If I don't talk to you, have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas. Sam to the cutie in the background.
All right. Yeah. Merry Christmas to all our fans too, and we'll catch you on the weekend.
All right. Take care.
All right.